you some specific focuses of what you try to do, because I like having like you don't have to go back and watch the VOD, to remember what I try and type it up in your chat channel. So it's been a long time. So okay, let me get your form pulled up here. So I know it's been a while, but basically second time through we can go, I wouldn't say quicker, but it's more, what do you want to look at? What do you want to talk about? Because a lot of the training schedule stuff, hero pool stuff, all that foolishness, you probably already have a pretty good idea of what you need to be doing and what you need to be doing better at. So it's more about, do you have any specific questions with that, right? Because I'm looking through your form here, and a lot of the stuff is you filled this out before, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So anything additional? What do you hope to get out of the session? Hero pool Sombra Tracer 76. Obviously, if this has changed since you filled out the form, let me know as well. Okay, so yeah, I don't really have anything on my end. Is there any questions that you had in terms of this training schedule, games understanding, macro, warm up, anything of the above?
I mean, I feel like I could still be timing things a little better, just awareness type things. I know my positioning's gotten better, but I still catch myself just taking one step too far in one direction when I shouldn't.
Right. What about your positioning's gotten better, if you don't mind me asking?
I feel like I'm doing a better job of isolating my my threats so that I'm not on their screen, using cover to make sure I can still see who I want to shoot, but who wants to shoot me can't shoot me. I feel like I'm doing a better job of that.
Good.
But I feel like I don't isolate everybody, because while I'm strafing, or I'll get greedy. I'll want the kill. I'll take a step forward and come out of cover.
Okay. So cover usage, taking proper angles, that kind of thing could still be a little bit better.
Yeah, it's definitely gotten better, but I still catch mistakes.
Okay, makes sense. What else?
I mean, mechanical, but I'm not really focusing on that too much.
Okay. Why not?
Well, mostly just because I had surgery on my right wrist. I don't think my aim is ever really going to be great, because the surgery was pretty intense.
Yikes! I hope everything's okay.
Yeah. I mean, they had to remove part of the bone and repair a bunch of ligaments, and yeah, it's not technically a reconstruction, but it might as well have been.
Got it. Okay, makes sense. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Hope everything, rehab and all that stuff is going all right.
Well, I mean, this happened before the first coaching session too. So.
Okay. But screw you then.
Yeah. I've had plenty of time to recover. It's just my hand's a little shaky. Like there's a little bit of nerve issue in there. So
got it. Okay.
So it's never. I don't think my aim's ever going to be like. I'm never going to be top tier.
Don't laugh. Please. I'm very sensitive about that at the moment. Okay, sounds good. How's your training schedule? All that, you got that mostly sorted out, and/or understand what you need to be doing?
Yeah.
Okay. Hero pool, same thing.
Yeah, I've definitely narrowed it down, because I think last time I told you like everybody that I tend to play, which was obviously at the top of the Sombra, Tracer, and then Soldier 76, Echo, and then the next year would be like Hanzo, Sim, May. But I've kind of cut out Hanzo, Sim, May entirely, partially because I think all three of those heroes are disgusting.
You started showering as well, I assume.
Yeah.
That's very correlated with dropping those heroes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good.
So now I kind of mostly focus Sombra, Tracer as like plan A, and then usually when they inevitably go Torbjorn and I start to struggle, that's when I'll swap to Echo or 76.
Okay, makes sense. And then in terms of what do you feel is holding you back from improving? Mentality, understanding mechanics. As of April 12th, you said probably all of the above. How are you doing now? And then if anything's going wrong, if you have time to go more specific into it, that would be helpful.
All of the above. However, I will say this last like 3 weeks that I've been going 50-50, I've had big win streaks and big lose streaks. I feel like I do start to tilt, and I've recognized it, and I've been trying to do things like just cracking jokes, just like even if it's just like with me and my duo, like just trying to ease things a little bit. Because I do think I start to tilt and I play worse with time, and I know that's a common thing. And I've been trying to I recognize that it's happening because we'd go on, big win streaks and then we'd follow it up with like a 10-game losing streak. Um,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
and it's just hard to keep your mental
Did your
from
rank fluctuate much during the win and loss streaks?
oh, from Diamond 1 to Diamond 3, so it didn't fluctuate that much, but um, yeah. So I mean, only by like 2 divisions.
Okay. Makes sense. So being aware of that and working at that is good. Anything else?
I mean, that's the big thing I've noticed recently is just keeping my mental from. Yeah, I also know this. The more pressure I get, I actually physically get a headache, and then it's hard to play better once I have the headache. Um,
So you got your own alarm system, I guess. That's good.
yeah. Well, I feel like once the headache comes in, that's when I just need to stop queuing.
Makes sense. Okay. In terms of understanding mechanics, obviously you said it's a little bit like whatever. But what about understanding in particular?
Sometimes I do think that I mean, obviously I can see my team through walls and everything, while I'm getting in position, but sometimes it's hard to tell, especially when you've got some, I'm not in the habit of blaming my team, but there are times where you've got that one guy who's blatantly not doing well, even on the scoreboard, which scoreboard only tells part of the story, but he's desynced, so you can't quite tell through walls when the fight is actually breaking out, so when you should engage. So I feel like that's part of the timing, and not to blame the team, but
it's hard. It's always harder in rank, just through even without communication, just because people are indecisive and also split. Like, do you go in with your tank or do you go in with your DPS? That's not a question you normally should have to ask yourself, but it probably has to be asked sometimes, and that's annoying to say the least.
Yeah, because I remember you saying in my first session that a lot of the times it's actually better to be a little late to the fight and let the fight break out before you start engaging. So I actually almost use my ears more than I like looking at my team through walls.
Yep.
Because once I hear a cooldown go off, then usually the fight's broken out because people don't tend to use cooldowns before the fight.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I try to do and base it off that a little bit. But even then, sometimes I'll hear a cooldown and I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna engage now. And then I'll go in, die, and my team will be like, "What the fuck were you doing?" Like, apparently being an idiot. I don't know.
Yeah, screw you then. Yeah. Okay, I mean, I think like as long as you're aware of that and you're trying to match as best as you can. I mean, we can take a look and see if your impression is lining up with the reality. But at the very least, that sounds fair enough. So I'm more curious about what of your understanding or learning or whatever that you feel is you don't understand or you haven't been able to figure out, or you have been having major issues that you don't know how to fix. If anything, maybe there is nothing. We just need to actually look at the gameplay.
I mean, probably look at the gameplay. Again, Tracer, compared to my first VOD review on Sombra, I was a lot more confident on Sombra because I was a one trick for a long time.
Yes.
Going into that Tracer, I definitely have, I think at this point in time, like 200 hours on the hero. I'm not new to her, but I'm not as confident.
Of course.
So the difference is, because I know Sombra and Tracer play similarly in some ways, but the differences in habit, I think, because I feel like, as far as understanding of the hero goes, I feel like Sombra is a little bit better playing like in the tank's pocket than Tracer is. Tracer, you don't really want to be standing anywhere near the tank, in my experience. Whereas Sombra can kind of play a little more frontliney at times. Whereas Tracer, at least in my experience, I have a 0 success rate doing that.
No, I would agree with that. Yeah, 100%.
So, and then, I'm just gonna tell you, in the VOD I gave you, there was one point in time where I even knew at the time I was doing it that it was absolutely the wrong play, but I went for the cheeky troll because, well, I don't like Widowmakers.
Okay.
So we lost a fight, and it was me.
I'm prepared for this one. Okay. Well, I don't have anything else from your forum. Is there anything else you want to go over before we look at gameplay?
Let me pull up, because I I actually went and took notes yesterday. I did my own VOD review of each Lana round by round. Yes, something I noticed during this is I feel like I forced my own recall when I didn't have to. I counted 3 times that happened, or
Okay.
four
Okay.
times, 4 times I think.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that was one of the, I guess that'd be considered more micro, I think.
Sure. Sure. Okay.
But
Nothing
yeah,
else?
um, that was the big recurring issue that I feel like it kept happening. So yeah, I think that's about it.
Okay. Let's take a look then. So it looks like All Tracer. I was skimming through it a
Yes.
little bit. Okay, All Tracer. Let's take a look. Now, I'm going to make some assumptions that you already know how to play Tracer, at least fundamentally. So I'm not going to ask you, what is the hero good at? What do you need to be trying to be doing? I just want to see it.
I didn't even notice that Widow up there at first.
So let's talk about this. Risk versus reward. Risk. What do you think?
I get recall forced.
Right. Reward.
I potentially, like, I think I knew the Ana was over there at this point in time, but I didn't know exactly where. And
that's the problem, right?
yeah, I probably should have stuck more cliffside instead of cutting in to the left, I'm guessing.
You can hold here and then like look to wrap around this way, right?
Yeah.
That's a bit of a problem.
Okay.
Do you lose this game?
We do.
Okay.
We do.
I was just predicting because... But,
yeah.
Because what you're doing here is okay. It's just a shame that you weren't able to get onto like the Ana or Widowmaker earlier because you got your recall force because you stuck too close to the middle. By the way, I like the skin. Probably my favorite.
Yeah, this is...
Or the OG is also quite good. The original graffiti skin is pretty good too.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I like both those skins. And Rose used to be my favorite, but ever since Overwatch 2 came out, they removed the little roses on the guns, and I'm just like, I don't like that.
I noticed that. I actually coached a Tracer yesterday with using the Rose skin. That was the first thing I noticed. You're trolling. I don't know why you're going back this direction. You could very easily live in their backline. You should have.
Yeah. That makes sense, yeah.
All right. Okay. Now I like this adjustment a lot. Because what have you adjusted here? Obviously from rollout.
Widow has been hanging out on the left, so I can line of sight by going over here. I'm not as with the team, so I'm not. There's going to be less eyes over here as opposed to looking at the tank. And I can get a better angle, see where everybody's at on the battlefield a little better, and pick my targets.
I like this rollout better most of the time if they're running any sort of range whatsoever. Echo, Cassidy, Ana, whatever. Anything that you want to like directly access backline. I think it's so much so that I would consider rolling out this way most of your games.
Okay.
If you've seen them picking Sombra or Tracer or like Winston, it's nothing that's going to poke you out. Something we're going to be kind of, playing more to control the angle rather than go for backline. You kind of know what I'm saying? Then maybe the other side's better, but I think this is probably the better default rollout. And if you do go this side and you go, oh, I want to go backline, then wrapping through here as we spoke about is going to be better. But I like this. This is good.
Okay. And this is when I actively just kind of let the fight be lost because I knew the Widow was here, and I was this is a terrible decision.
That's okay, as long as you recognize that. Now I'm sure that there's a hop here that you could do. I would need to either maybe a jump blink to here, here, and then maybe a double. I would definitely toy with this and figure it out.
Yeah,
it's little things like that that I am so out of practice of knowing. But yeah. Fight's still going. I would be very cautious about this right here.
The peak.
You're not even crouching.
Yeah.
Her crosshair. You see how you almost walk right into it? And if she's a better Widowmaker, that crosshair is not here. It's here, right?
Yeah.
Just something to be aware of.
Yeah.
That being said, I mean, yeah. I really don't know what their team was doing, honestly. I don't know what their Widow was doing either. She like hard egoed you in the 1v1, even though she could have just grappled high and ruined you. So yeah, that was a thing. Staging. Here.
Staging here, okay.
Yeah, why?
Again, they can't see me, I can see them, I can pick my targets, and I'm already in the backline without having to use any resources.
And if you have time, the even better staging is here, actually.
Yeah.
Because then from this position, you really can go anywhere you want.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's doing. I have no idea. I just don't get it. Just don't get it. Nice job, I guess. You're beating up on like a complete moron, I guess, but I don't get it. Nice. I also like the fact that you didn't use your recall there when you didn't need to. I assume that's one of the recalls you were speaking about.
Yep.
That's okay, that's okay. This is a bizarre match, I'm not gonna lie to you. Alright, take the position, take the position, take the position, take the position. You're trolling. Now, so a lot of what you've done so far, besides the trolling with a Widowmaker, and maybe like the recall thing right there, is just you're not taking the right angles. First fight, didn't take the right angle. This fight, not taking the right angle. Fight before that, not taking the right angle. Now, this angle is really impressive. I don't even know the amount of stretching that takes to do that, but I think the hitbox is supposed to do that. But like, you could obviously, the problem here is it's like, what on earth are you supposed to do right now?
Yeah.
Because your team pushed up here. Should they have pushed up? I don't know. But you were in no position to like react to their fight location, because you're like setting up an angle to fight here. But your team's like, hey, let's fight over here, you know, hey, all right, let's go. And what are you doing? You're like, I don't know what to do, right? Like, and you're screwed. You're useless. You're useless this fight.
Yeah, I was trying to fight a deeper angle in there, but then sights went off, and I was just like, okay, I'm getting the hell out. Start
here, and you don't give a rip about sights. You know, she can try and grapple eco you, but it's like their comp like doesn't have any way of dealing with you, like really at all. So, they really want you.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, like, and that's why I was just like, you know what, I'm pulling a lot of good.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you're not getting one shot here. I would be very careful about this. She actually jukes you entirely, which is unfortunate. But again, you're like, this is so scary, right?
Yeah.
I like. Ironically, you needed a recall there. Like that was terrifying, but you're gonna die for it. Yeah, this is just silly.
Yep.
Just silly.
Yeah.
I like the angle. The timing was fine as well. You're distracting 3 people while your team is taking a fight on 2, but you goofed it a little bit. Good trigger discipline there. Mechanics have actually looked fairly decent. Like, I don't think they're a problem, honestly. They looked fine. I mean, you are playing versus a Widowmaker, but you can also just do... I think you could make this jump here as well. Yeah, you can.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, from here to here, and then go here.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter that much. I just don't understand. Hey! Alright! A little early, because you notice your team is like actually rotated back now. Be careful.
Yeah.
No! No! I don't care what she's doing. She can't kill you. I think she's literally in their spawn. Like literally, who cares? Just sit here or like sit here and just wait. Yeah.
My thought process was I was hearing the echo very near me. She was like right below me, I think.
Okay.
And I was trying to help the cast.
Got it. Okay, yeah, it doesn't really end up mattering. So mostly for you, it's been a lot of map knowledge, I think, which is interesting. That is both an insult and a compliment, where you're making really stupid mistakes, but you're not playing the hero incorrectly so far. Now, I assume that's not going to be the case for the entire map, But it is worth noting that you need if there are maps that feel uncomfortable like this, you might need to get to a custom game with infinite blinks and toy around.
Okay.
And even just think about it, like where's the best flanker? Like right now. Why?
I probably actually shouldn't be here because this is probably where the fight is going to take place.
Right, and also look at their comp, right? You're going to run into a hit scan right here. Not what you want to do. Okay. Now, if you've watched Overwatch League, this gets fought for a lot by tracers. Why?
I mean, there's 3 health packs in a tight area, and I feel like maybe after the first fight, this is a better area.
What if there's a Sombra here, right? Trying to hack a health pack.
Yeah.
Right? There's not... And also, if you consider where their backlines will rotate a lot of the time as well, you know? So you're not going to run into a soldier here. You're going to run into a tracer here. And you're fine with that. But this isn't Overwatch League. So what should you be doing?
I think I probably could be maybe wrapping around and playing up against their high ground, maybe?
I think somewhere along this vicinity here.
Yeah.
Probably the better play as a default. And then, because this is going to give you easier access to squishies and backline. You can also consider rolling out on high ground and blinking across to here and wrapping around. And you'd be surprised at how fast that you can actually do that. Because setting up from here or on their own high ground is busted. And if you can't do that or don't want to do that, this is fine too. But this is ugly, right?
Okay.
It's just going to be really hard.
My opening rollouts have just sucked.
Pretty much, yeah. It's a lot harder in Koth because it's less intuitive. But like you have been a non-factor this fight. Because your angle has sucked. Your angle has sucked because your rollout has sucked.
That checks out.
Now the good news about that is obviously that's a very easy fix. Wrap here.
Yep.
Because you know what side their tank line is going to be leaning towards. It's going to be towards your spawn. And backline's leaning towards here. And then also if they go, like you can see it right here, right? If they do this number, you duel her, right? This is going to be very hard. Yeah, you're doing it naturally, right? Because you read the battlefield, you go, oh, backline's over here, so I lean over here, right? So this is good. Seems good, right? Very nice. Play your life, play your life, play your life, play your life, play your life. Yep. Very nice. Very good. Now, setup, right? What do you think?
Probably either that low ground where the mega is, cliffside, or
like here.
Yeah, like go around through there.
Yep.
Or I could set up. I mean, I don't really like that long on the left.
Like here.
More to the left. The long alley.
Yeah. No. What about here?
That would actually be good. Is there an easy way to get up there without having to run all the way up onto their side?
This is where you need to toy with blinks. I am quite certain that you can do rollouts off of this here to here. You can do. There is a blink. You need to just look up Ilios Lighthouse tracer blink spots. Okay. You can get up to this high ground from here. I don't remember how, but you can.
Okay.
You are kind of trolling. You are very much trolling.
Yep.
It's the expense of your recall. It's the expense of your pulse bomb and a low percentage, right? Because it's just you. And then also you're doing it at the expense of next fight setup. Because now they are fighting and you really can't, right? But it was all a bait just to get the tracer to overextend, so my bad. Your angle here, by the way, pretty good. I like it. But it's because the backline has rotated to here, and so you can off angle from here. If you were up here, same kind of thing. If you're here and you hear them rotating through here, same kind of access, right? Always set up ahead of time.
So what I'm kind of gathering is like that cliffside, like looking in through. I don't know what to call it, but looking in through there. is kind of where Tracer wants to kind of lurk a lot of the time, or be on the high ground above it.
Yeah, I like the high ground generally because it gives you more options. This is more of a, I'm assuming they're going coast side, or I'm assuming this rotating through this door, whereas this one is, I'm not sure, but I can go anywhere. Exactly like the Ruins position earlier. And if they go high ground, okay, you leave. Nobody cares.
Okay.
You are trolling?
Yep, and there's a unnecessary recall again.
Well, yeah, yes, true, but you're also trolling. Pretty reasonable. Just be careful of the Hanzo. Like, you could just LOS him and just make him scope in at you. This is all fine. Lost her for a little bit. Good adjustment. Nice. Woo-hoo. Probably didn't need the recall there. Oh, you didn't have a... Oh, you did have a blink. Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. You only had the one blink. I honestly wouldn't stall here.
No?
Yeah, I would just stay the angle. Just hide. You've killed a couple people. Like, this fight is recontestable later pretty quickly here. You could even, like, hide and, like, try and spawn camp their Ana. You're fine. Play your life.
Okay.
You stalled a whopping, what, 2% there? 3%? I mean, it ain't worth it, because now you have to start all the way back from spawn. Your team has to... Because the thing is like, oh, I stalled, right? Yes, but your team now has to wait for you. So now you've stalled your team from fighting. So they're going to get an extra 2-3% before the fight even starts. So, like, unless you're stalling as a unit and, like, going one after the other, after the other, after the other, and able to snowball, if you're the last person to stall, it's usually not even worth stalling. So just something to keep in mind, unless you get to like 99% and then you get the OT spawns for them, but generally not something that you want to be doing.
Okay.
Because even though you're like, oh, I'm Tracer, I get back fast. Yes, but look at your position.
Yeah.
Right? It's not good.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Wrap left, you're trolling. Goodbye.
And I burned full spawn.
And you burned full spawn, yeah. Per spawn, I say. Full spawn. Okay. This is fine. Probably would wrap here, I think, and then towards point. And then from here, you could kind of blink, sneak around. If you need to run, you can run this way. Hanzo's gonna shoot you. Hanzo's gonna shoot you. Oh, maybe he doesn't even see you. I thought for sure he saw you. My spidey sense is going off. Oh, I thought he was gonna wall climb up.
That's actually what I thought, because I could hear him, and I accidentally burned an extra blink there, because fat fingers.
Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't know. Honestly, your team is just trolling here. Like, this is the problem with, like, the stalling thing, and then messing up your fight, and then messing up the thing after that, and getting grabbed. It's like, you had opportunities to win the fight, and then now, like, the fight's just lost, you know? It's like, you don't throw fights, because your team is also going to throw fights, so at least make sure that, you know, the fights that are lost are not your fault. And unfortunately, that we can't really say that with any sort of confidence. So what are you seeing here?
Opening rollouts are just bad. And I think it's I think part of the reason why I naturally flock to, like, those highly contested health packs is because of my Sombra wiring.
That's actually that's a good catch right there, yeah.
So I probably need to, like, consciously make the effort to play differently, like, to set up differently on the opening rollouts. Because that's what I was thinking. Like, the first thing I do, like, on Ruins, is I go straight for that middle health pack, because I know it's highly contested.
Of course.
Or that middle mini on Lighthouse. I know that one can be highly contested as well. So I need to make that conscious effort. Like, okay, I'm not hacking the health pack, so why am I going there?
Right. Now, this is an interesting one here, because where most backline's going to end up positioning?
I would say probably near, kind of like that elbow.
Yeah, the choke, right?
Yeah.
So then, is going to the Sombra position going to be necessarily bad?
No, on this one, no.
So you see the exception to the rule here, right? Where this is actually probably a fairly decent Tracer rollout. Now, let's say that as you want to get better, and maybe you've seen them pick a lot of sniper comps, maybe this isn't the best rollout. So then what do you do? You might not know this, but I want to see if you can whip it out.
If they're playing sniper comps, well, I mean they have the Hanzo, so they're probably going to be on high ground. So yeah, go up through there.
You see this?
Yeah, you just play that big U-shaped high ground circuit.
Yep, very common rollout and high-level tracers. But I think left is also totally fine most of the time. Okay, let's see. I'm assuming you're going to go left. Yeah. And it's fine. I mean, and there you go, right? You see it, right? Totally wide open.
Yep.
This tracer is trolling. You are not. Okay, I lied. You are trolling. I think you're a little early here. Just a little early. Yeah. I mean, you do see the Ana scoped in, but I feel like you started to shoot the Ana before you even realized that she was scoped in. I think you just shot. Right? Yeah. Like, even the blink there is kind of noisy, right? That's going to give them a heads up. Angle is really quite good. You're trolling. So, one of the best things that you can do with Tracer is understand how important blinks are, and then understand when you don't need them. This blink is just, okay, we kind of over blink. It's just not that necessary. You can just harass and harass and harass, you know, play around the mini, and then do this when she's low, right? Okay. The thing with Ana is it's like, you think she's low here, and she might be, maybe, I don't know, maybe that's like this in 50% of your diamond games, but this Ana's not low. She's going to get Kiriko pocket, or she's going to nade and she's going to sleep. She's very dangerous right now. She's very dangerous. Yeah. So you can force like so many abilities just by doing this, and then take your pick. Because remember, you don't even need to get the kill right now for this to be valuable. You're distracting one person. You're also distracting the Hanzo. You're going to force more cooldowns than you're going to use, and you still control the off angle. Yeah. Don't get greedy. If this is Zenyatta, maybe a different story, because he doesn't have those cooldowns to be able to like swing this fight your way. But I don't like the nade for recall here. This makes a lot more sense, but unfortunately this feels a lot more risky because you've used your recall when you really didn't need to. You kind of see what I'm saying? Yeah. And then the Hanzo's still right there. Yeah, theoretically, I mean, that could have killed you. That being said, excellent positioning. Timing wasn't great, but excellent positioning. Okay. And you're going to get rewarded when you get 1 out of 3 things right? Like right here, like the angle is good. The timing is greedy, very greedy, right? But the angle is still good, so you're still going to win this fight, right? It should have been your hog that should have been taking the heat, not you. That's the problem. Right. But your contribution, you do win this fight off of your shoulders. Just would have liked you to have not died for it. Yeah, for sure. I don't know how I survived that. She didn't grab mini. She didn't take any damage. So this is how you survive. Well, okay, when you got slapped, yes, I don't know how you survive. I don't know either. Oh, the Ana got greedy. She shot early. And the DOT doesn't tick fast enough, so you can recall. She needs to shoot melee, I think that would have killed you, I think. And then the Tracer doesn't grab mini here. You see that? She misses it by a pixel. Yep. Now the funny thing here is that you really mess this one up, and somehow your team doesn't win. Because I feel like you mess this one up, but I feel like you did get a lot of attention. Oh, your Cassie just feeds immediately. Oh, I also forgot this. My bad. I can't forget that. Yeah, okay. But yeah, a little bit of trollage, a little bit too feedy. Again, just be careful. Especially once that recall is blown, just reset. Yep. Now this is where wrapping around right might be useful. I think that's what you're about to do here. If that Tracer's aggressively marking, you're like, I need to get to the Ana Hanzo. This guy sucks. That's what I should have done, but I dropped down. Yeah. Just blink across to here because she can't mark you from here. And then you can kind of sit and hide. If the Hanzo climbs, you can take the duel. You can sit and climb and wrap around behind. And then, either take the duel from here, or honestly, if you want to get super, super safe, you can wrap all the way around behind. Right. Timing is fine. There was a fight happening. Obviously, it's just that your positioning just doesn't feel that good. That is disgusting. What? A nano boosted whole hog and Kiriko ultimate. Yeah. I want to see
It took me a
this.
second to register. In slow motion, that is fast.
I would have loved to have seen that on like a Rhine shield. That is a new bucket list item that I have to try out in the custom game. with wait a second, damage boost, Batiste window. What else are we missing here? On a discorded target?
Well, I mean that's 3. That would be 3 or 4 support heroes.
Yeah,
so
but we could do it in a custom game just for fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
On a sim wall,
okay.
that would be the ultimate fun. That's unbelievable, man.
I wonder how fast that would melt.
I mean, sim wall would be instantly done, probably like 1 second. This is again just one of the situations where it's like really just map knowledge, right? Like you're trying the angle, you're trying the flank, but this is it's just not the optimal flank, right? It's not a bad flank. It's just a long sight line, and you know it just doesn't feel very good. It's very easy for them to scout, very easy for them to mark. You have to recall, now you have to back up, you have to try it all over again. So again, you need to be very careful about this. You don't have recall. You need to be I would not be waiting, I'd just be grabbing mini and wrapping around. So this is where you need to either be rolling out from here, okay, and then you can drop to the mini. And the reason why I like that is because it's a little bit sneakier than rolling out through here. Or you roll out from the high ground position, right? Those are your options. This is not good. Good. Careful. Nice. Careful, don't need to ego this. Good. Careful, don't need to ego this. Careful. Okay, good. You guys are pushing so hard. Nice. I appreciate the responsiveness to like what your tank is doing, even if it doesn't feel very good. Okay, now you need to play your life and set up your angle.
I was waiting for this one.
Okay.
Can we appreciate the 180 stick though?
Pulse pistol just goes flying. I love ragdoll mechanics in this game so much. One more time. one more time. We just have to. They just go bouncing, flying to the side. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's like, you know, it was done really well mechanically, like you said. Like, whoa, like, look at that. But, like, you know, you're just not fighting here. You know, first off, Suzu, right? You haven't even bothered with the Suzu. But it's just like, just set up, retake the angle. Your Pog is backing off. Go take this position again. Set up for when it actually matters more, right? Jeez. All right, let's keep watching.
Yeah. I didn't even think about Suzu at all.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Set up the angle. It seems like you're a little bit extra focused on the Tracer duel, which I don't mind, but it's like you pursue the Tracer duel like in front of their Hanzo and Hog, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
This is okay. Like, at least this makes sense, where it feels like you're somewhat in control here. Like, you're playing on health backs and cover. Just careful. No, no, no. Stop. Keep dueling the Tracer or wrap around, right?
My thought process there was we were 98%. I don't know if that was still the right call. Yeah,
I always forget this. I'm a jackass. No, you're right. You're right. Okay. Tracer, do you have another code?
Let me see. It might not be all Tracer.
That's okay. We can look at some Sombra too, or whatever you want to look at. 76. I don't care.
Absolutely.
But before we write up our Tracer things, I want to make sure.
Okay, this is the only other competitive code I have right now because I forgot I had drinking quick play night with some friends, so this pushed a lot of them down. Let me see. I think we win this one. I don't remember if it's close or not.
It's fine. It's fine. Is it a Tracer Sombra game or Soldier 76 or?
I think it's all Sombra actually.
Okay, we can look at that then.
Because ever since having a Sombra coaching session with you on King's Row, I feel really comfortable on what to do on Sombra on King's Row.
Brilliant.
Um, that isn't to say I don't troll.
Naturally.
Where is it? Where'd it go? Share. All right. What just happened? Oh, okay. I am. Stop watching here for a sec. There we go.
Perfect. So before we go to Sombra, Tracer, map angles, right? Biggest one. So much so that maybe it was just a really bad map, but I would definitely reevaluate some of your maps and see if it's an issue on any of the other maps. Because I think knowing what you know now, knowing what you're looking for, you can probably apply that very same logic to not just Ilios, but other costs, escorts, hybrids, push maps, and so on. What am I looking for? What do I need to be doing? Is this complementing my hero? Is there a better angle? And that's something that you need to be doing anyway, right? It's not just a problem with you. It's also just that really any Tracer player needs to be doing that. Any hero that requires has pretty important positioning needs to be trying and thinking about those things. Okay. Anything else that you saw? That was the big one.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think about taking that high ground cliffside on well.
Sombra habits, right?
Yeah.
I think that was a good catch by you.
Yeah, I just gotta rewire a few things
Sure.
when I'm not playing Sombra.
Sure. Anything else?
Other than the 4 unnecessary recalls.
Oh, I know. Set up pre-fight.
Yes, and I did write that down.
It felt like the map angles in that one were both kind of hand in hand, where it just felt like your downtime, like your timing was okay when it felt like a very specific dive, but man, pre-fight you were messy sometimes. Not near as good as I would have liked you to have been. That would be the big two for me. Sound good?
Okay. Pre-fight setup and identifying proper angles.
And those are going to be perfect to work together at the same time, right? You work on the second one by working at the first one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Is that Mao Zedong, but just a really bad spelling?
Wait, what? Oh.
That is a nice. I like it. Either go for backline or you hack the tank at a location where you can't be shot at and do a lot of damage. I like it. Now I would probably reset here. Yeah, look at you. Just the greatest. Probably hack. Maybe replace Translocator in a more aggressive location. Maybe you go for the Widow first. The goat. My only nitpick here is really resetting for Translocator. Like as soon as I see their comp, I'm like, I hack. And I'm literally gonna throw my locator over here, right? Just because I know that nobody's gonna break this sucker, and I want to be faster with my cycles. I don't want to go all the way back to my backline. Now it says, okay, I'm gonna be honest. Why does it say detected?
It's because I was hacking.
But detected only means that you're visible if somebody sees you, right? It doesn't mean that you're seeable through walls.
Yeah.
That's so confusing.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, I think what I actually rewatching this, what I would have done is place it in that high ground hallway kind of, so that even if Widow gets out, I can reset and keep shooting her.
True. Okay. But yeah, the cycle here is just way too long, considering their comp. You are going to have to make exceptions to that rule sometimes if there's playing a super hyper flanker composition. But then the advantages of that is if that's what they're doing, then you're going to be playing Sombra 76 most of the time anyway, right? So you don't need to worry about having your locator in your backline because that's where you're going to be playing. Like I said, frontline Sombra, right? This comp, absolutely not. You need to be on their backline, but it's also the composition where being on their backline is very easy in terms of your translocator placement. Fine, I would reset here as quickly as you can. I would not be here. I would not be here. This is not good. Because the thing is, it's you're not doing effective damage here like you were when you're hacking the Ramatra from this angle here. And also you could just get your head blown off at any point in time. You need to be where? There's a couple of options, I think.
High ground up to the right.
Yep, you could be high ground up to the right, looking for a hack here. This is still risky though, so I'm not so sure that I like this though. Because the Hanzo can still see you, right? And like, what do you do from this high ground, right?
Yeah.
You know, think like Lip.
I mean, I could go through the hotel, and pester the Kiriko. Still have
From
to deal
where?
with the Hanzo though.
I would do it like here.
Oh, from there. Okay.
Yeah, I would do it from here because you need to be able to have a consistent corner where they can't just like clear you instantly, right? So like you would want to do something like this, right? I am also thinking here.
Okay.
Right? You can harass and pester this Ana. Like you need to be thinking about, can I cut off some of their sight lanes and can I increase my uptime? Their positioning right now is really not great for you. Yeah. Don't W key in there though. Care. Re-stealth, go in the back line. I would probably re-stealth and just rat. Okay. And go back line here.
Makes sense.
Be like water. Flow. From position to position.
Right.
I would also be pinging.
Well, why didn't go for that Ana there?
I would go for the Ana and also be pinging this as well. But yeah, absolutely go for the Ana.
Because she went a completely separate direction.
Locator. Destroy.
Yeah.
Throw it here. Bingo.
Yeah.
Right? Again, like look at their comp. Just because they're off of Widow doesn't mean you do it any differently. Like there's nothing that can destroy your locator. There it is. I would definitely go for the hack first.
Who shot me there? Oh, that's Ash.
Ash. Yeah. This isn't bad. There aren't really a lot of better options here, but there is one that's better than this here. Because remember, what are we looking for when we're going for backline? Like you're either looking for an isolated target, or when nobody's isolated, what are you looking for?
Being able to pull aggro without being instantly cleared.
That's it right there. And how do you do that?
By having cover I can go behind, which there is not. All I have to do is take one step backwards and shoot at me.
Exactly. So obviously opening with hack here is the micro tip have here, but in terms of the macro tip, this is the play.
Yeah.
Or this is the play even. Like even though this is like super scary, you have to. You can't. Like you have to think of this as like, I can't really get an assassination because they're all grouped up anyway, but I could be a nuisance for a lot longer. This is just not good. It's still a problem, right? Still a problem.
Yep.
I would still, and I would really be hacking these guys. Like the wall hacks, the damage boost. It's worth. Like you know this, right? You play enough Sombra, you know this.
Yeah.
You can go for the MP here if you want. If not even needed. Yeah. Okay. So definitely could be cleaner.
Yeah.
Not bad though.
Yeah.
Significantly better. Significantly better. Like notice that we haven't talked really about timing at all.
Yeah.
You know. That's a really good sign. I mean, it doesn't mean that's going to be perfect the entire VOD, but we've watched numerous fights in a row where your timing was very reasonable. And that's probably, oh gosh, honestly, it might be the most important thing for you to get right, even more important than getting the right angle. Because that's so much more harder to like solve, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so far so good. You were going to say something.
Shit, what was I going to say? It was, Oh, I remember as I was getting cleared there, I remember that bothering me. I was like, why am I like, I need to do something different because that's twice now I've been cleared out of there. It's not working. Yeah. I need to stop trying it.
Yep. Now, the funny thing is here is I do think that there's a better angle for you here.
Better angle.
So you know where the fight's going to happen, right? It's going to happen like right here.
Yeah.
So where do you go?
Yeah. I mean, I could stick onto the elbow, the ramp. Oh, you want me up over there?
Mm-hmm. Right around here.
Okay.
You see, again, look at the angle that you have here. You're deep.
Yeah.
You're on the back line. You have easy hacks. You can also hack this mega. And so hard to get rid of you.
Yeah.
Right?
That makes sense.
This feels a little bit more of an all-in. The Cassie going on you is like, whatever. But that's my main concern here. Okay.
Get annihilated there.
Yeah, it happens. I still think even with like the Pharah, I was gonna say, I still think going for backline here like is fine. Excellent.
Typing.
Unironically, something to toy around with. I mean, it's total cheese, but if you can ever exploit that, you know, especially in a fight where you don't have a lot of ultimates, be like, Kiriko, what's your problem, bro?
Yeah, I've actually done that a couple times.
It works. It works surprisingly well. So you know, it's definitely.
That's usually when I get the death threats.
If you're not getting death threats, you're not playing Sombra correctly. It's good. Okay. Now, rough, right? You do have your EMP, so what I would try to do is pray that your team can get it to like this corner or this corner, and then EMP like so you can just get it one fight territory. But yeah, you almost have to like play it like Sombra 76 style or more for like these one-shot assassinations. But it's rough. Like this is helpful, right, for sure. But if they put anybody here, you're cooked.
Yeah.
Honestly, just felt rushed. Yeah. It's just not something that your team could follow up off of. It's too far, right? And again, range here, right? Like you're front lining. I think actually the Cassidy killed you here. I'm pretty sure. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. I think the Cassidy killed you. Let's see. Yeah. See, the Cassidy killed you. Yeah. Okay. I want to see how you try and like theory craft your way out of this though. This is fine. It's the same kind of thing you did with Ram on first fight, right? Take an angle where they can't spam you, try and get some tank pressure, wrap around. From here, you probably wrap through here, do the same kind of thing from here, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe with like your locator here and then a hacked mega. Not here though. Yeah. So like even when you're frontlining, I want you frontlining on like a slight angle, right? Just because you need to try and avoid this guy and this guy, right? If you're not on them, you need to avoid them. That's the general idea. Good. Here, you could probably set up for backline now. Like you could probably try to set up like through here because your team is like lost, but you could definitely wrap here. Yep. Not the play.
Nah. Yeah.
Not the play. Because you're like here, it's like you might just need to be like, ooh, careful, go solo assassinate this guy, right? Again, it's just not optimal, but there's nothing else to do. Timing is good here. This is good. Obviously, it always feels bad whenever like anytime you peek, you're getting shot by the Ana. So that's just the nature of like.
Yeah, we don't talk about that one.
Did you not have the locator?
I just destroyed it because I saw the Pharah, so I destroy it and then fall.
Oh gosh. You're just going crazy with these deaths, man. Oh my gosh. This is great. Wait. Oh no, Ryan pins off, EMP. Yeah, okay. Let's watch a little bit more. You got time for a few more fights?
Yeah.
Alright, I got time for a few more. Good timing. I think could be setting up better positionings with more cover, better uptime, given the enemy composition. Yeah, that's the big one for me. Let's keep going.
Yeah, I'm writing big bold letters, set up between fights.
Yeah. See, like even here, it's like, okay, so you hack the Pharah, you shoot the Mercy, but I'm going for the bat, mate.
Okay.
You know, I'm just straight up going for the bat. He's by himself. He's dead.
Yeah, he's low too. I didn't even.
I mean, even without the low, I just think like it's going to be a better return on investment for what I could do. Because like you have a short angle to him. Nice. Love to see it. Did they just have a lever or a rager? Looks like they have a rager.
Yeah, they might have.
Oh, disaster.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we can stop there.
They came back.
No, they don't. Yeah. Okay. Sombra. What are you saying? We talked about it, I guess just a second ago, so it should be simple enough.
So, Sombra, similar problem to what I was having with Tracer.
Mm-hmm.
I have to set up between fights better. And even in the middle of the fight, sometimes my pathing could be better instead of. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just think
like that third point, I don't know what I was doing.
right. I just think like Sombra is a hero that like is a lot less mechanically demanding than Tracer, but is a lot more demanding in terms of setup and what you can do, because there's so much you can do, and because you also have some dynamics with your weapon as well. Like you can shoot from range if you can avoid the Hanzo, or you assassinate the Hanzo, or you avoid the Hanzo and assassinate the Ana, or you threaten the Ana. You just right. There's so much that you could do with this hero. If you're not like taking the time to think about it, and honestly, like even VOD review, like situations where like I didn't know what I was going to do on that map or versus that composition, I would VOD review those and treat it like, and not even like massive VOD review. Oh, I should put my friends. Okay, just what do I do versus this composition? Where do I go? Because there's so much to like potentially learn, I guess is my point. And there's so much to like limit test and theory craft with. Like I would really be doing that. Like, okay, snipers, so I either go for frontline outside of snipers LOS or assassinate snipers. It also means that I can set up my locator deeper in their backline because my cycles can be directly in their backline. Okay, they're running shorter range composition. I can play Sombra 76, which means my locator can be more in my own backline. I could be taking softer off angles and just playing the spam and then hack as a response to any pressure they put on, and so on, right? Like that's the kind of general like idea, but that's something that you could be working on consistently. And then obviously once you answer that, then your locator positioning kind of comes second after that. Once you know where you want to go, know what you're playing into, now you know where your locator is going to go.
Okay.
In terms of timing, it's fine. I don't really see any huge issues, to be honest with you. It looked totally fine to me. EMPs are fine as well. Maybe target priority here and there could have been better as well. But I think like the target priority and the setting up pre-fight is kind of like what you're setting up on is the important question to answer, right? One leads to the other, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, so just be a little more like aware of who I want to set up on. Think about it a little more.
Yeah, exactly. And that's going to take obviously a lot of time. There's a lot of nuance to it, but I think it's a skill you can do better. But like I said, nice job on the timing. That looked really quite good. Do you have any questions?
No, I think my next one will probably be an Echo or probably an Echo session, but I'm probably not going to do it for at least another month or two.
Okay, sounds good.
Just going to work.
Don't
on
forget the
this a
replay
bit
review
more.
as well. If you wanted to do the Echo feedback sooner rather than later, you have a free one. So I don't even know if that was a thing when I've coached you last. It's basically you just send me